Greetings loved ones, let's take a journey. And #X200B. Just happened about 3 hours ago. My sister came down and said her PC wouldn't boot. Well, I helped her build it and it's been reliable for many years, so I'll take a look. And #X200B. Windows boot screen, just spinny dots, been sitting there for about 20 minutes now. I confirm with her that when she had just powered it up, so no update reboot involved, and that when she shut it down there had been no updates, and she's good enough to rely on that initially. So a formerly working Windows install that was shut down yesterday with no updates, refuses to boot up today. And #X200B. So I try and force safe mode, boot, reset during boot, reset again during boot, wait for automated system recovery to kick in and give me advanced startup options. Go back downstairs and 10 minutes later, no change. So let's try a bootable USB. And #X200B. Server 2019, Server 2022, Windows 10, Windows 11, all exhibit the same symptoms. And #X200B. I proceed to go and create a USB with System Rescue Linux, which works just fine. Boots up, gives me a shell, starts works, I'm in, okay. I go through and check the disks, mount each partition, run fix on each one that has the dirty bit set and none have any corruption, great, should be booting fine now. Reboot and stuck at the spinny dots again. And #X200B. Okay, fine, reset CMOS to defaults and see what happens, right? I go into the ASUS UEFI system, advanced, exit, restore optimized defaults, save and exit, and it resets. And hangs. I then reset power after 5 minutes, and it boots up as if nothing had happened, no BIOS settings changed. At this point I had already checked BIOS smart status, was already thinking to disconnect the drives to assist booting off USB but hadn't gotten there yet. Tried twice, still no go. Second time though, it did just reboot as if nothing had happened. And #X200B. Now, this is something of a Hail Mary but I figure something's wrong somewhere, so I try and launch ASUS's update from UEFI and do a network update, just to see if some settings will change, enable network components without using the exit, save menu, not actually perform the update, and lo and behold, after acknowledging it will enable those components. Reboots and tries booting Windows. To of course, the same spinny dot hang. And #X200B. So now I'm sitting there with a machine in front of me that refuses to boot any Windows from any media. I did try DVD as well as USB, yet boots into this one Linux USB I have just fine. And refuses to change any CMOS/UEFI settings at all. What does one do at this point? Yank the CMOS battery. I flick off the power supply switch and pull the plug, and get ready. And #X200B. I move the PC and it gets stuck. I notice a wire coming out of the side case vent holes. Well, that shouldn't be there, should it? I reach down and try to trace it into the mess underneath and there's no real hope for that. Bit of a mess between the bed and desk, didn't want to break it if it was an in-use wire, so I tug on the PC side. And #X200B. And it slides right out. And #X200B. I sit up, holding a metal knitting needle, said wire is apparently an X-strap, edit, not an X-strap, I only know crochet not knitting so didn't know this, connected to the other needle, with that was shoved in so deep through the side of the case that it had to have been contacting the motherboard at some specific point that interfered with UEFI/CMOS settings, would explain the failure to save BIOS settings and Windows refusing to boot. The sysrescue distro I was using was BIOS/CFM based so would be unaffected by trying to manipulate UEFI variables, with a dead look on my face going why? Why? And #X200B. I then proceed to flip the PSU switch back on, and hit the power button. And it boots right up into the Windows desktop in less than 5 seconds. And #X200B. Moral of the story? Don't knit next to your PC. Or put your PC somewhere things can't fall into it at just the right angle to cause an issue that had me bringing spare parts in preparation thinking it was faulty hardware. And #X200B. Edit, also cleaned out 2 dead stink bugs at the bottom of the case, so I did some debugging too, I guess. IT support for a medium-sized business that uses O365. Employees create tickets when they need help, usually by email, but this time in the end, spoiler alert, it turned out to be, we'll call her Karen, because she's a Karen. Karen's email that was the problem, so she called IT instead of emailing us. The person that answered her call and took her info was already pretty busy, so he asked if he could pass the ticket to me to work on, and I said sure. Ticket said the following: Karen is reporting that she is unable to log into Teams. I mentally marked this as low priority and put it in my queue to take care of once I had worked through the more important things. 20 minutes later we get another call. It's Karen again, and she's mad and says that she's getting ready to clock out because she can't get anything done and we're not helping her, and this is urgent, and she's going to report an entire day of productivity lost thanks to IT not fixing her computer, yada yada yada. You get the idea. I tell my coworker to go ahead and transfer the call to me because I know that regardless of the reality or facts she'll follow through with her threat and we'll end up in trouble. Fucking Karen. So with Karen now on the phone, the conversation goes something like this. Ever since you made us all get the stupid text messages to log into our accounts, I've had nothing but problems, and now it's not sending me any texts and I can't log in, and I'm working from home today, and how are we supposed to get signed in if the texts aren't coming through? I was just turning my computer off and about to clock out because you're not helping me, and what am I supposed to do because you can't send me a text? Hi Karen. The message that I got was that you're having some trouble logging into Teams. Is that right? Can you give me some details on the situation? Not just Teams. I can't log into anything. I go to office.com and try to log in, and it's supposed to text me a code to type in, but I keep trying and no matter what it won't send me any texts or codes. Okay Karen, can you go ahead and give it another shot while I'm on the phone with you? Fine, I've got it up now on the screen again and I'm still not getting any texts. Thanks, Karen. Can you do me a favor and please read the message box on the screen, word for word, and confirm exactly what it says? Verify your phone number. We will send a verification code to 12. To verify that this is your phone number, enter ... the last less than ... silence, followed by a tap of keyboard keys and a phone notification noise a few seconds later greater than. Well, this is ridiculous. It's working now. That's great news. Anything else I can do for you today? No. That's all. Okay, thanks for reaching out to us Karen, have a great day. A staff member emailed me because they were getting a deluge / of emails from a Yahoo email address with phone screenshots of random pictures pertaining to the another individual's personal info among other oddities. They thought it was some kind of strange attempt at phishing and I advised just to block the sender, which they did. As soon as I hung up I got a call from our public labs asking why someone's print jobs weren't releasing at the printer. I did my usual troubleshooting. Is the printer online? Can I send a job? Can I send a job from a public station, etc., and it all worked. I even did a printer restart just to be safe. So then I walked to the release station and saw the name attached to the broken print job was the same as the junk sender email address from before. What? Just to confirm I wasn't going crazy, I had them attempt to release it again and it once again didn't work. I called the staff member back from earlier and confirmed the exact print job that was just released showed up in their junk box. So sending a print job using print release software was, instead of sending to the printer, we even tried sending it to a different printer, sending an email to a completely unrelated staff member. I restarted all the relevant print servers and this thankfully fixed it because I have no clue how I would have even began to troubleshoot that problem. First post, be gentle. I work in an internal help desk supporting a bunch of less than tech-savvy people. The company I am in upgraded our ERP program over the weekend and it apparently brings a bunch of issues. It was offline from Friday 8 a.m. until Monday 10 a.m., which was communicated on our intranet and through company-wide emails. We were still having 10 calls per hour asking why it was down most of Friday and Monday morning. Oh well, easy calls for the statistics. So Monday around noon someone calls asking where he can find this new version of the ERP program. It changed from version x.x.old to x.x.new, so I asked him, have you tried searching for it on your computer? In my most help-distressed voice I could while simultaneously dying inside. Oh, there it is. I work with morons. Tail over. I work for a B2B software company, meaning our customers are other companies. The software requires a database to run. The database is maintained by the customer. 3 weeks ago we got a ticket saying that our software was giving an error when trying to generate a certain report. I take a look and the error message says there is a problem with the database. I let the customer know that the problem is on their end and they should forward this message to their database administrator so they can resolve it. Unless there are any questions I'm closing the ticket because it's not an issue with the software. Customer replies by looping me into an email chain with their own IT and DBA, who are saying that the software is at fault and we should fix the issue. I reply, 1. I've checked the software and there are no errors on our side. 2. The error message points to a database issue. I am being vague here on purpose because if you Google it there are a ton of guides detailing this problem and how to troubleshoot it. 3. I don't have admin powers for their database and our contract says very clearly that the customer is responsible for maintaining their own data. Customer replies, 1. It's not an error on their end because some reports are running and if there was a problem with their database no reports would be running at all. 2. The report was working before they made some changes to the database, so the software is at fault. 3. They expect us to fix the issue ASAP. So at this point I'm sitting here wondering what kind of clowns are running the circus. I repeat, this is not an issue with our software and there is nothing we can do. Would you like me to escalate the matter to my manager? Who will say exactly the same thing, but with more authority. No reply. I assume they finally got their heads out of their asses and fixed the issue. I close the ticket and forget about it. Last week customer opens another ticket about the same issue, very angry. Reminds me that this problem has been ongoing for weeks and nothing is being done to solve it. I reiterate, this is not an issue with our software. This is an issue with your database, and your shitty is the only one with the power to solve it. I then loop in my manager who immediately replies to confirm what I wrote, and then messages me what kind of shop are those clowns running? That afternoon, customer's IT replies that the problem was on their end and it has been resolved. Hooray! But wait, there's more. Today, customer writes to complain that we wasted 3 weeks without being able to solve a simple issue, that their own overworked IT team had to eventually step in and it took them less than a day to solve this problem that we couldn't handle. I'm pretty sure this complaint is going to go up the command chain, with people laughing all the way. I'm back. This is a story from 2 weeks ago that had me and my colleagues scratching our heads. One of our users come to the desk and says that her headset is broken and that she needs a new one. I take her old pair and give a new wireless pair. 10 minutes pass and I get the all-familiar chirp / of Skype. It's the user. User, my new headset crashes my computer. Me, that does sound weird. I can come have a look. If you've read my previous stories on here you know I got good users. We very rarely get calls where the user is misreading the situation or mistreating equipment. But this time, I'm skeptical. So I take my laptop, head up the stairs to her floor and try to find out what's going on. When I arrive she has unplugged the Bluetooth receiver from the computer. User, I was worried the USB thing was breaking my computer so I removed it. I test her computer, it works fine. I plug the adapter into my laptop, it works fine. I then take the adapter and plug it into her PC and it freezes on me. Me, what the F? Yeah, that's weird. Was it like this with you other headset as well? User, no, it just started acting like this. The computer was not working. Anything that had to do with audio instantly froze the computer. Control panel? Crash. Skype? Crash. Video playback? Works? Just kidding, crash. So I take her PC and run HP's driver and firmware tool. It's a new computer so everything is up to date. I can't figure out WTF is going on with this computer. My colleagues have a look and what amazes us most is how as soon as you unplug the adapter, it unfreezes like nothing ever happened. I end up re-imaging her PC and it starts working again. For how long I do not know. But for now, the headset no longer crashes my user's computer. My mistrust was misplaced and will keep trusting my users, for now. Note, we have since found the reason for the issue. Jabra depends on drivers from Microsoft to function properly. When the wrong driver loads on certain devices, the Jabra adapter causes the computer to freeze. We've not been given an exact reason to the problem by Jabra, but they gave us a solution that works. I just hope the problem doesn't appear on the /1400 computers that we have in production at the moment.